First, we're going to start off by going to the TDR system using my biometrics login. And what I'm going to do is just immediately show you an overview of the system. So obviously what you see here is a very sort of large pipeline of data, quite a lot of data. We've got 21 billion events in total in the system, streaming in at 50,000 events per second. That's quite a lot of data. You can look at the data sources summarized below. We've got identity data, different endpoint data, kind of the same data sources I outlined before in the setup. In addition, I also have network data coming in from Picard. In this case, I've mapped that data into the system using our Threat Studio processing toolkit. Now, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the incident dashboard. This is what a SOC analyst might typically see when they log in at the beginning of the day. And my eye is immediately drawn to the most critical event, which I just zoomed up in here. And what I see here is some suspicious activity that has been detected by the machine for Jana Lynch's account. And Jana Lynch is an employee, so this is already causing some alarm bells in my head to go off. Jana Lynch is an insider, so I obviously need to sort of take a closer look to see what's behind this suspicious behavior that's been detected by the machine. And so I'm just going to peel back the curtain a little bit and go to the Explore tab, and I'm going to sort of click on the most risky user that was detected by the machine. That's that same Jana Lynch account. And what I see here is a really nice example of generative AI being used by our aviators inside TDR. In this case, instead of seeing some cryptic log files or even sometimes some math, what the aviator has done is created a quick summary for me that puts exactly what happened in some simple natural language that anyone can understand, including the SOC analyst, just nice and quick. Not only does it include a nice little summary, it's also mapped it to the specific MITRE attack techniques and tactics that are sort of relevant to this particular example. And obviously, as I look at this, I see some things that are worth my time to take a look a little bit deeper. I see some references to this Hydra process. I don't know what's going on there. I see some unusual network activity, so I want to dig deeper. Of course, the reason this all works is the machine is always watching, right? So here's a nice example of some of the things that the machine can do for you. It's keeping track of when Jana Lynch typically works. Those are the light gray regions here. So when the machine sees activities that are happening in the black region, it knows that something is up. And of course, as the risk profile of Jana Lynch goes up, the machine can take automatic action. So as a first pass on kind of a response here, just an initial response, nice and simple, do an automated step-up authentication just to make sure that we don't sort of allow the risk to spread more than necessary. Now, of course, I want to dig a little deeper, so I'm just going to filter on the events related to this particular set of anomalous behaviors. And what I got here is the smoking gun that really was called out by the machine. And this is a really nice example of all of the work that this digital worker is doing on your behalf. What you see here are 4 separate events, 4 separate anomalies that were sort of connected together automatically out of the billions of events inside the system by the machine. And so you see some examples of unusual command line entries. There's that process Hydra again, which is very rare and unusual. There's some weird communication happening with a malicious IP address and so on and so forth. So we do want to sort of definitely take a closer look. So that's where the Explore Events tab sort of comes into play. And I'm going to just take that keyword Hydra that the machine told me about. I'm just going to run a quick query here. And I sort of immediately get a nice response here. And I can look at that command line. And as a SOC analyst, I look at this and, yep, it's exactly what the MITRE attack matrix told me this would be. It's a nice example of command injection. So this is exactly how Jana Lynch, as an insider threat, was able to install this piece of malware into what would otherwise be a very sort of locked down secure system. So that's enough for me. I need to take immediate action. So I'm just going to sort of close this tab and I'm going to pop back to the incident. And just to show you sort of the types of actions I could take, we've got hundreds of integrations with different OpenText and partner systems. And you can see that I could take a number of actions here. But what I'm actually going to do instead is actually probably run a playbook. This is where I can orchestrate multiple actions together, such as, in this case, just isolating the machine. So a fantastic example of a threat that was detected by our detection engines By the way, everything that you just saw in this example today was absolutely real. We did obviously change the specifics, but this specific insider threat was seen by one of our customer design partners, and it really would have gone completely unnoticed, lost among the billions of events that were streaming in per day if it were not for our advanced analytics.